I'm Irene. I'm a speech therapist who works with children with communication difficulties. Let me bring you around our clinic and show you some of the toys and resources we use with children who are referred to speech therapy. Here at our clinic, we work with children from as young as when they are born and all the way before they turn 17. You may think as speech therapists, we only work with children with speech difficulties, but actually we do way more than that. We support children in communications in 4 different areas. Language delay and disorder, meaning children have difficulties understanding and using language. Speech sound disorder, where children struggle with pronunciation. Social communication difficulties or disorder, where children have difficulties using verbal and non-verbal languages such as facial expression and gestures to interact with others appropriately. And lastly, stuttering, where children know what they want to say but struggle to say them fluently. Understanding of language refers to our understanding of words, while using of language means we use words that we know to form sentences to express ourselves. We listen to follow instructions and learn. For example, school-age children should be able to follow 3 to 4 steps instructions like stay in your seat, wait for the bus to stop, and don't forget your backpack. They should also be able to understand words about place and time like on top of, behind, next to, before and after, today and yesterday. When listening to stories, children should be able to answer who, what, where, and when questions about the story and understand what was taught in class. Other than understanding spoken instructions, we use words to share ideas and tell others what we want and what we need. School-age children should be able to answer more complex yes-no questions like, was the boy in the story telling the truth when he said he was going to a friend's house? They should also be able to explain meaning of words and ideas, asking and answering who, what, when, where, and why questions, and putting words together to form more complex sentences with conjunctions such as because, if, unless, or though. They should also be giving 3 to 4 steps instructions and talk for a variety of reasons. For example, sharing more information about their day, explain how they play a certain game, or direct others to perform certain tasks. In conversation, school-aged children should be able to stay on topic, take turns, and know how to start and end the conversation properly. At this point, you may wonder what happens or what we should do if our children are unable to follow instructions or are unable to learn in school, or are having difficulties retelling what they did at school or struggle to have a proper conversation with others. My colleague Cherie is here today with us to show us what we can do to support our children's understanding and usage of language. Now, let's look at the first strategy we can use to help our children understand and follow instructions better. Repeating the instructions and allowing your child more time to process what you said. Some children may need more time to process the information, especially when they are longer with more key details. If we notice that our children are not responding or executing the instructions immediately, we can pause for 3 to 5 seconds before we repeat the instructions. Cherie, can you turn to page 40 and circle the wagon and the key? Okay, can you turn to page 40 and circle the wagon and the key? Alright. If we notice after repeating, children are still not following the instructions, then we can use the second strategy, using simpler vocabulary and shorter sentences. With shortening of instructions or breaking them into different parts before giving them the next part of the instructions, children are given more time to process the information and this will help them to follow better. Cherie, can you turn to page 40? Circle the wagon Circle the key. Lastly, if we notice that children are still having difficulties following the instructions even after we repeat and making them a bit shorter, we can use the last strategies by using written words, pictures or gestures to support the understanding. Cherie, can you turn to page 40? Circle the wagon and the key. Alright. On the other hand, sometimes children might have difficulties finding the correct word when expressing themselves or having trouble putting them together to form sentences or using the correct grammar when expressing themselves. Let's look at the following example.
I finished circle.
Oh, you mean you finished circling?
Yes, I finished circling.
What did you circle, Sherry?
I circled the car and the key.
Oh, did you mean the wagon or the car?
Oh, the wagon.
Yeah, so you finished circling the wagon and the key.
I finished circling the wagon and the key.
Right, good job. When we noticed that children are forming sentences with incorrect grammar or using inaccurate vocabularies, we can repeat their sentences by highlighting the correct words that they should use. We can also offer them choices to help them find the right word. By offering children choices, we make it easier for them to think of the correct word, and this also helps with learning new vocabularies. Hope these strategies are useful for you to support your children's understanding and usage of language. If you have any other questions, please feel free to consult our speech therapist. See ya!